Imagine Mrs. Smith, who cherished her beautiful home for decades. She's gone now, and she didn't have a living trust. Now what happens to her home? Welcome to our channel where everything's trustworthy and real estate is our game. I'm sherry.lin. Let's chat about probate sale, the sale process, different powers, how to secure a probate property, the drama and dollars of overbidding in court. Do you have a will? Probate sale is the tale of selling a home after its owner's farewell. If Mrs. Smith penned a will, her chosen executor, let's say her son, would take charge of her estate, including selling her beloved home. He gets to make all decisions under the guidance of a probate attorney, tax expert, and a probate realtor like us. But what if she left without a will? In such cases, the court steps in, appointing an administrator, maybe a relative of Mrs. Smith, to take up the reins. The administrator's role mirrors the executor's, managing Mrs. Smith's estate, including her home. But there is the plot twist. The court, not Mrs. Smith, decides how her estate gets divided. How do we master the probate sale process? Our journey begins with the appointment of a personal representative. This could be an executor of a will or an administrator handpicked by the court to spearhead the process. What comes next? The all-important date of death appraisal. It's like a time capsule establishing the property's worth when the owner passed away. Now, you might be wondering, do I need to bring my own appraiser? Good question, but not to worry. The court has got this covered, appointing a probate referee. But here's a pro tip for you. The probate referee only does a drive-by of your property. Make sure you recruit your realtor to snap high-quality photos, compile comparable property prices, and note down the property's unique selling points. Maybe it's a stunning mountain views or those recent high-end upgrades. These details will be gold dust for your attorney. They can share them with the probate referee. Next stop on this journey, the real estate market. Once the court gives its stamp of approval, your property is ready to go on the market. But hold on, there's the twist. This isn't your average property for sale. The court is watching, ensuring the highest bid wins. Finally, it's the home stretch. The court validates the sale. Debts are cleared off. And what's left? The inheritance is distributed to the rightful heirs. Navigating probate sales, the tale of two authorities. Now, the court assigns someone, let's call them the captain of the ship, to oversee this process. The captain could be given one of two levels of power, full authority or limited authority. If the captain has full authority, they have the freedom to sell the property as in a standard real estate deal. On the other hand, if the captain is given limited authority, they need a green light from the court to sell the property, provided they've done their homework by getting the property appraised and ensuring they get away with at least 90% of that value. Here comes the twist. The sale is subject to overbidding in court. It's like a treasure auction. If nobody raises their bid, the original sale gets the court stamp. But if there are higher bids, the property goes to the highest bidder. Now, before anyone can buy Mrs. Smith's probate house, it needs to be appraised. Let's say a probate referee appointed by court determines it's worth $500,000. After that, the property can now go on the market for sale. This means the property is made available to potential buyers through various channels like Redfin, Zillow, Realtor.com. Anyone can make an offer to buy that house. After the open house, here comes John. An interested buyer puts down an offer of $500,000 and his offer gets accepted. Once John's offer gets accepted at $500,000, the court then set a date for a public auction. On the day of the auction, if Jane, another prospective buyer, wants to outbid John by $100, she can. The court has set rules for the minimum overbid. First, she must add 10% of the first $10,000 of John's bid. Then, she has to add 5% of the remaining $490,000 of John's bid. So, if Jane wants to outbid John, her offer must be at least Now the auction is on. If there are more people interested in Mrs. Smith's house, they will continue to bid higher and higher. The gravel falls, and the highest bidder wins the house. Let's say Jane wins at $550,000. She must provide a cashier's check for 10% of her bid price immediately. That's $55,000. The remaining $495,000 is due within a time frame set by the court. At the end, Jane keeps Mrs. Smith's house, where she creates her own story. Hey, you made it to the end! Thanks so much for sticking with us. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and give us a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Until next time, stay trustworthy and keep it real.